Well, good evening from the Pompey Observatory. Let's just say this is the moon. Hello, Paul. Trying to find the blue moon, blue lake in a crater. Okay. We need to focus a little bit better than this. Oh yes, this is what we're looking at. Hello, Bill. We're trying to look for the Ina crater. It's right here. I'll try to zoom in on it and see if we can get the blue lake. Well, we'll see how close we can zoom in. 1 second. Trying to get it inside the crosshairs. Get back to me. All right, we're close enough. We're right where we want to be. How about this for a close-up? Not too happy with the clarity of the atmosphere, but this will have to do. Moon. Let's see if we can do a quick capture. We're capturing at 125 frames per second, so that's not bad. It's still very shaky. Don't know if we're going to be able to stack these. Let's try another 1,000. Let's see if these are stackable. We're giving it the blue lake as the surface. Okay. Let's see what happens if we go with 10%. Let's try stacking. Not bad at all. Mm. Okay, this is the best we're gonna get. I do not see any blue. We can use our imagination if we want to see blue in there. Right here. This is the blue lake. This telescope cannot get much closer because it is sitting on a tripod. All right, end of exercise. Et voila. Okay, the plan for tonight. Originally, the plan was to sleep. But it has changed since. Saturn is rising right around now, and it is near opposition, so we're going to take a look at Saturn. Hello, Matthew. Good evening to you. Matthew, as you know by now, we are embarking on a major project to document the legacy of Private Emmett O. Preston, the only member of the local community killed in World War I in France, September 13, 1918. We know for a fact, based on the newspapers, that he wrote regularly from France to his uncle, Bayer Rowley. We're trying to find if anybody has those letters or any letters. Yesterday we struck gold. We found an original picture of him that the granddaughter of his sister had stashed away. So if you know any Rowleys or Fosters or Sellovers, then let us know. Unfortunately, we don't have any comets to look at. I went to Oswego yesterday, intent at looking at comet 3I. atlas, and all I saw was a very large maple tree blocking the way of the telescope. Did not have my chainsaw with me. Well, they would not have appreciated it either. The project started when, actually several years ago, there is a stained glass window inside the Fabius Church with his name on it in memory of Private Emmett O. Preston, 23rd Infantry, and nobody knew who he was. They had no idea. And research gradually found who he was. We found his enlistment papers. We found which battle he was killed in, where he was buried. His body was eventually moved back to the States, and he is actually buried in Fabius in the Evergreen Cemetery. And then as we dug further in his genealogy, we found several third cousins who are still here, but the biggest find was he had only one sister, and the granddaughters of that sister still live in the area. And we had coffee with one of them yesterday. And she pulled a picture, original picture of the young man in uniform. Picture was taken in France, actually. And newspaper clippings. But the Tully News reported in 1918 that he wrote to his uncle, Bayer Franklin Lowry, regularly about what was going on in France during the war. And I'm hoping that somebody has a shoebox with those letters in it sitting under a bed somewhere. So let's see if we can do a quick flyover. The way we do it is we start capturing. Now we go to CPWI. Come on. Don't want to. Okay. All right, let's stop the capture. We'll be back here in a second. Stop capture. Quick capture and telescope disable tracking. That's what we want. I discovered this trick accidentally one time when the scope stopped tracking, and it looked nice, so now we do it on purpose. a low altitude flyover. NASA confirmed that we will be landing Americans on the moon again by 2027. Given the very high resolution, we're only achieving 47 frames per second, which is not bad. We are at 2 minutes, 29 seconds. We have a perfect overhead pass of the International Space Station at the end of the night or the beginning of the day, whichever. Looking forward to that one. Jupiter is going to have multiple transits tonight. That doesn't look like English. Which application is closing on us? Whoa. All right, I wish I can say I have any idea what's going on. The mount is stopped. We're going to enable tracking. All right, let's see if we can shut things down in an orderly manner. This one is not responding at all. Task Manager shows that SharpCap is taking 13 gigabytes of memory. Okay, we shut down SharpCap. Don't know why CPWI is looking like this. All right, let's see if we can pull a camera on the telescope. We did not see northern lights this week. Okay, we have turned off everything. Let's see if we can turn things back on. Did not check on smoke tonight. Let's see, do we have smoke tonight? We appear to be clear tonight from smoke. Cameras, 585. Connect to the focuser, we are. No. Connection. On dark. Let's see if we are anywhere near the moon. It says we are near the moon. All right, we're back in business. Don't know if we saved that video or if we lost it. We have a 50 gigabyte file which is probably damaged, and we will not be able to open it. Yep, no joy. Okay, next target I have on my list is Pluto. Pluto right now is at altitude 20 degrees, azimuth 155, so it should be good. That's right, it's not too far from the moon, it's just to the left of the moon. Oh yeah, there it is. Voila. It should allow us to play it solved. Let's see if it will do. Nope. 104 sources means it's all noise. Cancel. Let's go lower. Eight sources is too few. All right, we need to be in between. Hi, Jeannie. All right, we have solved successfully. There is concurrence between stellarium and what we have. Except that according to stellarium, this is Pluto. Let me show you. Okay, don't know if you can see it. We have 1, 2, 3 big stars, one next to it, and then the small one is Pluto. And 1, 2, 3, one next to it, and the one next is Pluto. Let's do it again. All right, 1, 1, 2, 3. These are the bright stars. The top 2. We move to the left. There is one star, and equal distance is Pluto. One, 2, 3. We move to the left. There is one star, and then equal distance. There is Pluto. All right, Pluto, check the box. There is one thing I want to test before we go much further, and that is PhD2, see if that's working. No. We're too close to the moon. Let's move away from the moon. Sorry. Let's go find Neptune. Or somebody else. Yeah, Saturn is rising. Neptune should not be too far. But let's go for markup. Don't you like it when it comes straight in the middle? All right. Choose a star. No, let me take this one. Thank you. Are you gonna track? No joy. It's diverging instead of converging. Yeah, RA is not responding. For some totally unknown reason, the SCOM driver sometimes doesn't want to talk to PhD2. And only along the RA. Okay. Let us stop it. Get out of it. Close it. Exit. Please bear with me for a second. We're going to save alignment and park mount here. Disconnect. Get out completely. Get back in. No. USB this time. Unpark. Let's go to sheet. Okay. Let's see if PhD2 will work this time. We're waiting to see if the right ascension will diverge or converge. Declination had never been a problem in the past. I don't know why declination is diverging this time. This object is PhD2, a piece of software that doesn't want to work as intended. We're going to stop that for a second. Tools. Hello Tariq, long time no see. We are watching what's happening down in the corner. It is moving the telescope by tiny steps and watching how far the star moves. It's going to do it east to west, this is west, and then north to south. Calibration failed. Okay, no PhD2 tonight. We're left at the mercy of the auto-guider that's built into shot cap. When you say Southern Connecticut, do you mean New York City? All right, let's get back to work. Neptune. Come on. There is Neptune. Very nicely atmospherically dispersed. Neptune is very close to opposition now. There really is no point in trying to image it. If you cover the other half, it really is blue. But right now it is at an altitude of only just over 9 degrees, 10 degrees. Nothing fancy. I'm going to take a peek at Saturn, and then we'll come back to doing some work. Well, in another 7 or 8 years, it'll be back totally clear, Saturn, that is. And there is Saturn. It's still very low. It's at what, 9 degrees altitude. Just verifying that it is there. Checking on its moons. What moon is this? The one right at the tip of the rings. Here they are. This is Titan, the one closest. And then the two in a row are Tethys and Dione. Tethys and Dione. And the one farthest is Rhea. I don't know how much more we need to magnify to see Enceladus. Let's see if we can see Enceladus. Not really. Should be right. Okay. There it is. Barely. Hello, majestic skies. It is in focus and it is very overexposed. Here you go. Plus we are at very low altitude. We have a lot of air between us and Saturn right now. Yeah, this is not a quality picture. We'll be coming back to Saturn repeatedly tonight throughout the evening. We'll be back. Let's go through the exercise of refocusing the telescope. Markup should be good. 32 degrees altitude, that should be okay. Enough out of the atmosphere. You may have heard me a couple of weeks ago say that I learned that the ASI585MC is best used with a gain of 252. That is according to ZWO. They have it optimized at that gain. That's where you have the most gain for the least amount of noise. Yeah, this is pretty focused. Tools. Focus assistant. Focus on stars. Full width. All right, star is too bright, thank you. We will unbrighten it. About now. All right, we're going to go negative by 100. And then gradually go positive for the scan. Radar, we tried the new 4K feature on the S50, and we were able to resolve stars that were magnitude 18.5. That was a massive achievement. Eagle is not too far from the moon tonight, Radar. Yeah, we're going to try to stay away from the moon. We sat on the moon a little bit earlier and crashed the programs. Focuser scan complete and did not find an optimum position. Let's try that one more time. We're going to go negative by 100. Let's reset it. Reset, clear everything. Go negative by 100. And then scan positive. Yeah, we'll go back to Neptune and look at Triton. Hey Bill, the CT scan came back unremarkable, and they have downgraded my condition from concussion to contusion, whatever that means. And I'm clear to run a marathon in 3 days. Okay. We have a successful scan, and this is the best focus position. So when I go back to Neptune, let's do that. Trying to move Neptune to the middle, to the center, so we can see. Triton is, it's appears like right here. Let's brighten it a bit more. There is Triton, nothing to write home about. Down here. Jeannie, a great marathon is any marathon that I finish at this point. So the goal is to, well, I have 3 goals. 1, to finish. 2, to finish vertical. And 3, to finish it Sunday afternoon. So there is Triton. Jeannie, you may remember we looked quickly at the blue snowball with the Seestar. We're going to look at the blue snowball with the 11-inch and see what it looks like. We may have to launch Stellarium down here, so we can go to targets that CPWI does not have. Ouch. Alright, next step is to connect to Edge HD, connect. It says connected and it's looking at Neptune, so this is good news. And there it is. Blue snowball. You don't even need to stack it. It's blue, it looks like a snowball. There you go. Hello, Matthew. Thank you. 87 marathons completed, including all 50 states. In 2010, I had a midlife crisis. So on 10-10-10, I ran the Scranton Marathon, and from there, I ran one a month for 4 years, including one broken foot and a few other injuries, and finished my 50th state in Texas on 12-14-14, and then started running marathons as a hobby. Hello, Otto. After having 4 freak surgeries in the past 4 years, I am really anxious to get back at the start line, knowing very well that it's not going to be pretty. My training was going very well until last Sunday, when I had a car accident with a possible concussion. When we say car accident, the car was not moving, it was in the garage. I walked into the open trunk. So this is the blue snowball. It looks nice. And this is single frames, no stacking, just 4 seconds. I'm gonna try to play with the gain a bit. The problem is if we try to stack it, we're going to lose the colors, but let's try it. This is C22, Caldwell 22, live stack. It is stacking. I don't know if this is much better. It looks sanitized. Matthew, I want to do half marathons when I grow up. I hear that they are easier to do than marathons. But I have to get to 100, and I am under a major illusion that I'll be able to knock them off, the remaining 12 or 13 before my 70th birthday. And no, it's not next week. Which half are you running in January? I went down to Florida in January and I ran the Town of Celebration marathon. That was a nice one. All right. There are several others, very, very small nebula in the neighborhood. Ah, Disney, okay. It's going to be a bit more crowded than Celebration. For me, the appeal of the Town of Celebration marathon was we parked the car literally across the sidewalk from the start. Stayed in the car until they called us to the start. And then when we finished, crossed the sidewalk to get back in the car and drive away. All right, we're going to stop the live stack. Go back to Stellarium and look at the others in the neighborhood. Let's hope they are not too high. We'll soon find out. It appears to be right here, but let us do a plate solve. This is a very rich image for plate solving. Yep, succeeded. It's gonna move us here. Hello, Jacob. Yeah, I don't know that there's much to see in this nebula. Wizard is too big to fit. We can pay this one a quick visit. Good luck, Jeannie. Keep us posted. What is the the Garlic Nebula? Okay, we have a nice. Ooh. This is supposed to be a very small galaxy. Let's see if we can stack it. C30. This was the blue snowball earlier. What is UGC 3697? Negative. I cannot see this far north with the big scope. Can I? Let me see if we can. I don't think I can see Polaris. Let me see if we can. Before we go there, we're going to stop this one. Yeah, it is staring. Okay. Uh-oh. what just went by. That certainly was not a plane. Nah, it's not going to solve. Yeah, we're looking straight into the edge of the dome. We have to move away from the meridian a lot. And let's see, where was garlic? It doesn't know garlic. CTB1 or LDN576. Let's see if it'll find any of them. No, it is past the meridian. Can't get to it. Cannot get to it. We haven't done the Saturn Nebula with the big scope yet. Let's do it. We'll do Saturn Nebula and then Saturn Planet. And there she is. Hello, CGD. That is very doable, Jacob. Dean, you missed the moon. We had a nice close-up on the Ina crater. And try looking at the Blue Lake. Let me center it. Jacob, is this what you're looking for? Okay. Big scope doesn't do justice to it. Yeah, Caroline's Rose Cluster. It's about 30 arc minutes. My field of view is only 8 by 14 arc minutes, so it's not going to do justice to it. And what was that next to it? The blue snowball, which we just looked at. Wizard is too big, but it is worth trying to see what's going to look like here. Saturn is at 17 degrees up, so we'll go visit it again soon. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Pompey Observatory. We're going with only one big telescope tonight, jumping around the sky. This is the integration of Stellarium into ASCOM, so it can drive the Celestron with a much nicer interface than we would have otherwise. So I'm going to try to see if it'll get the Wizard Nebula at all. I do not have a hydrogen alpha filter on it. Why are we doing this? Nah, it's not going to be worth watching. Okay, back to Saturn to see if it's high enough. Yeah, where is bow tie tonight, Otto? Yeah, this is trying to look a bit nicer. Yeah, we're almost there in terms of atmospheric dispersion. We're going to attempt to take a bunch of frames and then stack them. Hello, Isobig. Since Jacob is with us, we're only going to stack the top 2%. I usually stack the top 10% when he is not watching. We're taking them at 37 frames per second. I don't know why. We should be taking a lot faster. I don't know who's sucking out CPU cycles. Usually take at 150 frames per second with this size capture. Well, let's see what we have. Okay, we said 2%, right? It's only 60 frames. Okay, let's see what we have. Nothing exciting. Okay, there is Saturn. Dean, you're gonna hear my story with my Edge HD 8-inch that was on a CGEM 2 mount. That was a good scope, and I still consider my biggest mistake trading up to the 11-inch. That 8-inch had much nicer optics, and the mount, the CGEM 2, was so incredibly good. I was routinely capturing the International Space Station in broad daylight. That thing, once aligned, was accurate to the nearest fraction of a minute, all day, all night. The CGX mount with the Edge HD 11 has been nothing but trouble. Anyway, there is Saturn. We'll be coming back to Saturn repeatedly tonight. It will be with us till till about 2 a.m. So we have it for another 4 hours. We'll come back to it. I'm gonna take a quick break, go get me a cup of tea. I'll be right back. We'll leave you with Saturn. Hopefully it's not gonna drift out of the frame. Oh, it is a good telescope, but my problems were got worse when the mount itself died and the motor board failed, and I could not find any replacement parts until I found the only one I could find was in England. They shipped it over and then discovered that Celestron, this was brand new, unopened. They had soldered the connector on it the wrong way around. So I had to use my soldering iron and cutters to remove a connector from the motherboard and put it back the right way around so I can connect to it. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, I returned before Saturn left the picture. Now, one thing that I need to do routinely is to verify the alignment. I'm going to go back to full screen. Put Saturn exactly in the middle where it belongs. Uh-oh, go back. That's close enough. And then see what my guide scope is saying. Not bad. So when I cannot find things for some reason, I go to the guide scope and then I can bring them in, knowing that they have to be roughly right about there. The guide scope is supposed to serve the other purpose of guiding, but PhD2 doesn't want to work. It works sometimes, it doesn't work other times. Okay. Good. It's good. Okay, Jacob, what's next? Uranus will not be up for another half an hour. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll be back to Saturn repeatedly. Let's see if Neptune has lost its atmospheric dispersion yet. By the way, if you're not familiar with the Sharp Cap, it is a Army Swiss knife of tools. It even has the ability to pull up a detailed catalog, and we can tell it where to go to. Neptune. Okay, and go there. So we have three ways to get to our target. We can go through Stellarium, we can go through CPWI, which is the Celestron. Now let's see how well this did. There it is. Not as reddish as earlier. We have Neptune, and let's see how quickly we can capture 3000 frames here. No, it's going to take forever. It's doing them at only 10 frames per second. Of course, because we have 100 millisecond exposure. I'm going to stop at 1,000 frames and then see how many good ones we can stack. Alright, 1,000 frames, we're going to stop it. Yeah, it's not going to be able to stack it with points there. Let's see. Very rough. This is not bad. This is bad. Reset. Okay. So this is what we ended up with. Let's see if we can reduce the noise. Okay, what do you think of Neptune? And if you have just joined us, welcome to the Pompey Observatory. We're pulling an all-nighter with a bit of luck. Jupiter promises quite a few surprises tonight. We're going to have the great red spot as soon as it rises. And then Io and Europa and Ganymede are all going to take turns either eclipsing or transiting, or their shadows are going to transit. So we're going to be Very busy with Jupiter later tonight. Otto, I agree with you. I thought it looked good. That is the beauty of stacking. It certainly took care of the atmospheric dispersion. And we only took 1,000 frames and picked the top, don't tell Jacob, top 10%. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We're trying to get to 5,000 subscribers and we are very, very close. By last check, we are at 4,970 something. Okay, let's go back to full field of view. I'm going to do something unconventional right now, and that is to go to Andromeda M31. This is certainly the wrong telescope to be imaging Andromeda, but it allows us to look deep inside in a way that you could not otherwise. There's Andromeda. There is an interesting target to look at in a second. IC70 is listed as object of unknown nature. And there is Andromeda. Let us center it for the fun of it. It's gonna move this to smack in the middle. Yup. We're going to go with 2 seconds. See if that'll do it. And let's see if it's gonna stack it. Yeah, it's not going to show us anything of interest here. It is starting to show the clouds, the cloud bands. I'm going to wait another couple minutes. We have stacked 2 minutes so far. I'm going to give it a bit more. The Pleiades are rising to the east. Okay, we're going to stop the live stack. This is the object that I want to go to. IC70, it says object of unknown nature. We'll soon find out how unknown is. There it is, and don't know what it is. Nothing exciting. Okay. Cannot go to M31 without stopping by M33 briefly. And I'm going to hop over to M63. That's always a nice one to do. Oh yeah. the signature 4 stars of M33. Checking with the aurora forecast, we are safe from any auroras tonight. Hello, Zena. We will get back to Saturn just for you. This is M33. We're going to sit on it for just 5 minutes. It is the wrong telescope to image M33, but right, we're going to hop onto Saturn and then we're going to C63. And there is Saturn with all its moons. Enceladus is here. Triton is the next one. Sorry, Titan is right next to it. And then these three are Tethys, Dione, and Rhea. And now we're going to make it look pretty. Wow. It is looking pretty. This has the potential of being nicely stackable. Okay, here we go at 150 frames per second. I'm going to go with 5,000 frames and then pick the top 2%. I think we're going to see the rings here right in front of the planet. Okay, 5,000 frames. That was quick. %2 gives us 100 frames, the best 100 frames. Let's see if it'll find them. We'll do 10% again right after that and put them side by side. Not much better. Okay, we'll come back to it again and again. Helix. That's going to be tricky, but we'll see what we can do with it. I don't know that we can center it. We'll try. It is not stacking. No, it's not going to stack it. Okay. No joy there. How is your puppy doing, Zena? Have you given it a name yet? We're staring straight into the wall. Okay, that's not good. Who's getting neutered tomorrow? I hope it's the puppy. All right, no synchronization needed. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156 This is NGC 1023. Doesn't want to stack it. Let's try something else here. Come on. All right, we're stacking now. According to Stellarium, this is a lenticular galaxy in Perseus. I'm going to sit on it for a while and see what lenticular looks like. Bill, is the golf season over yet, or you go through September? Three-eye Atlas is way too low and way too far south for us to be able to capture it from here. I'll show you what it is. Below the horizon. Yeah, it is not well positioned for us at all. The only time that we have a chance of looking at it is when it's still bright outside or still light. Oh, good. Yes, Gina, we are using the Edge HD11 tonight. We like to refer to it as an instrument, not a machine. It's more refined to call it instrument. The Pleiades are rising here as well. Actually, they are right here. Quite a bit above the horizon. But we have the IC348 that we can look at. This is the trailing end of the Milky Way. All the fun stuff. You can see the Milky Way here going all the way. That is the trailing end that we are catching for a bit now. So we're approaching 11. The big activity is going to resume just around 2:30 with Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, International Space Station, and a couple of comets. Which US Open, Zena? phantom galaxy is the right size for the telescope. Let's see if it will do justice to it. It's right here. That's exactly what I was thinking, Bill. Let's see if it's not too high. We'll come back to M74. Yeah, I'm hoping it's not too high. We'll soon find out. Telescope is equatorially mounted, so the dome sometimes gets in the way. Yeah, it is staring at the dome. Sorry, no joy. We should have thought of it a couple hours ago. We'll go back to M74. Thank you, Zena. What is 7317 and will it fit? Yeah, we're not going to be able to do justice to them. With this telescope. We can pick one or the other. But that suggests possibly looking at the eyes. No, they are not here. They are way down. Yeah. Markarian's chain is not up yet. Okay, Otto, we're gonna go there momentarily. Let's see how much we can get out of M74 and then we'll hop over. Although it may be too high in the sky at 70 degrees. Yeah, it's a no-go. It's the same altitude as NGC 7331. So the scope will be staring straight into the dome. Stephen's quintet is out for tonight. Set your sights a bit lower. Before we get to tomorrow, I will put the telescope on Saturn and have it track. I'm going to take a 2-hour nap and then get back up to cover Jupiter, Venus, Mercury, International Space Station, and 2 comets, C2025A6 and P2016J3. In the meantime, looks like M74 is still stacking. The galaxy is starting to show. If we had been imaging this with the Seestar, it would have looked a lot nicer by now. Zena, we did earlier, we looked at Pluto, Neptune, Saturn. We're going to do Uranus soon. And then Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury. The only one missing is Mars. It's trying to stay out of sight after it heard that Elon Musk is trying to occupy it. It has been hanging out in the darkness. Well, according to NASA, they believe it's going to be easier to pull off Americans back on the moon than it will be to pull off the Los Angeles Olympics. Watching the launch of Starship 10 last week and listening to Elon Musk giving his intro, he's talking about mass producing starships and launching them multiples per week to establish a self-sustaining colony on Mars. So if for some reason humanity ceases to exist on Earth, then those living on Mars will not need to depend on Earth, will be self-sufficient. And his vision is that he will land enough payloads on Mars before any humans get there. So by the time they get there, they're going to be very busy opening packages. He expects to have, I forgot the number, but it was tens of thousands of tons of supply landed on Mars before anybody will travel there. And I cannot believe for a minute that it's going to be a one-way trip, because people are going to want to come back. Yeah, 2026, 2027 are going to be very exciting years in space. We expect to see the first possible Starship trip to Mars, and by 2027, as I mentioned, NASA is saying we will have Americans back on the moon. Otto, you make a point. If they're able to serve burgers in California, I'm sure they can unpack boxes on Mars. So the Tesla diner is in West Hollywood, California. Where is Jeannie? I'm wondering if she has been there yet. It's open 24 hours a day, 24/7. Gina, I plan to take a break in a few minutes and then come back when Jupiter rises. So as soon as M74 stops stacking, I plan to go to Saturn, leave the telescope on Saturn, close my eyes for a couple hours, and then get back up for Jupiter around 2:30. So we'll be on all night, but I will be off from about 11:30 till 2:30. Jeannie, I'm just wondering if the food is good. That's item 1, of course. And item 2, how much do the robots do there? Do they do anything other than serving popcorn? I mean, are they cracking eggs into pans and flipping pans, or are they flipping burgers? There's a lot of hype surrounding it. All right, we're certainly using the wrong telescope here. Good night, Gina. Et voila. Okay. It's getting uncharacteristically windy outside. Let me make sure we don't have a thunderstorm coming at us without warning. Radar. The thunderstorms are coming our way. They are around Jamestown and Buffalo. Good night, Jeannie. Good night, Gina. This may be bringing us a change in plans. this is what we have. Okay. So I am abandoning plans for Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury, given that the atmosphere is unstable enough and thunderstorms are popping up all over. So I'm not going to leave the telescope open. We're going to go visit with Uranus and then come back to Saturn one more time. See if we can get clarity on Saturn. No Uranus. Crystal ball nebula, let's see if we can see it. It started to cloud up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid I'm gonna call it a night and pack the big scope before we get any of those thunderstorms our way. Well, we did have a nice look at Saturn. We got a good stack of Neptune. Certainly enjoyed looking at the moon. And definitely enjoyed everybody's company. So I wish you a good night. I'm gonna start packing. Good night, Otto. Good night, CGD. Good night, Bill. Good night, Dean.